Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back. My name is Swati and we usually create travel videos here. Now today's video is a travel guide video. In this video, we are going to talk about how you can travel to Dubai on a budget. Now I think ever since I traveled to Dubai, this is the most requested video on this channel. And initially I was a little skeptical of making this because this wasn't really like a budget trip for me because as you guys know, I just joined my parents. My parents had already planned this trip and I just joined them, and also we traveled during the expo time where everything was exponentially priced. But otherwise in normal times, if you travel now, if you're going to Dubai, of course you're not going to go during the expo time, so things are relatively cheaper. But anyways, I will tell you guys about how much I spend and also how normally things are priced and how you can plan your trip to Dubai on a budget. So I think without any further ado, we should get into the video. Starting off with, of course, your flights. You have to take a flight to get to Dubai. Now, flights normally from India would cost you somewhere around 20,000 rupees if you're traveling on a good airline like Emirates. Now, for me, I traveled from Kochi to Dubai. Actually, I went to Sharjah and then came back from Abu Dhabi to Kochi. So it costed me around 24,000 rupees on Air Arabia, which is very, very high for Dubai. Now, this is because I booked last minute, and also because of the expo, prices were very, it was quite expensive. But otherwise, normally if you travel from Bangalore, Kochi, Mumbai, it's really cheap from Mumbai, or even Delhi for that matter, your flights would come under 20,000. If you're planning well in advance, you can even get your flight ticket to Dubai, like a return ticket for like 16,000, 15,000. So definitely check about that. You can check on Skyscanner or any of those aggregators who give you like compare prices and everything. Now about your visa, how it really works is that they have visa on arrival option for those people who have a valid US visa. In my case, I do not have a US visa, like a valid US visa, which I definitely think I should get. But anyways, because I didn't have that, I had to get my visa before leaving India. So I got my visa from Make My Trip. I'll leave the link over here if you're interested. And it costed me about 6,500 rupees. So with my visa and my flight ticket, I spent more than 30,000 rupees there. So that way it was kind of expensive. But definitely if you have US visa, like you have a valid US visa, then it would cost you only about 2,000 rupees, and that too you can get your visa on arrival. Now this is where you can splurge and make your trip very expensive, or you can do your trip on a shoestring budget. Any trip to any part of the world, you can do it on a shoestring budget, or you can make it as expensive and luxurious and opulent as you want. So about accommodation in Dubai, Dubai is definitely not a very cheap place. It is quite expensive. Now normally if you are traveling solo to Dubai, you have quite a few options. There are a few hostels, but there aren't as many hostels as how you will find hostels in Europe or in Southeast Asia. So Dubai may like it's comparatively lesser, but there are a few hostels just in case you're interested. Otherwise, Airbnb is a very good option for you. Airbnb is actually a very good option if you're on a budget. Otherwise, you can stay in hotels in areas like Bar Dubai or Old Dubai. There the prices are much cheaper. Now, if you want to go for a luxury trip, then obviously you have Palm Jumeirah, which is amazing, and that is basically like what how Dubai is marketed, like for all the opulence and all the luxury and everything. So that's that. Now Dera is also a good site, which is like it is okay. It is between like Palm Jumeirah and Old Dubai, that kind of price, but it's quite cheaper than how like all these expensive places in Dubai are priced. So anyway, you can get your accommodation for like if you're going for a hotel, that you can get it for as cheap as 4,000 rupees, and it can go obviously up to a lakh or even more than that. It can actually go really really expensive. Now we stayed for the first 3 nights. We stayed in a property which is managed by Club Mahindra. So that of course you can opt for that only if you're a member of Club Mahindra. But other than that, we stayed in a hotel like Omega Hotel, which is in Bar Dubai. Now that was priced at 10,000 rupees per night, and all three of us stayed in the same room. Like it had like two rooms. They had put a small bed for me in the in like the living room sort of a area. So that's that. And it wasn't really cheap, it was quite expensive. Normally this place is priced cheaper, but because like I said, we went during the expo time, so it was expensive. Next thing is of course sightseeing in Dubai is, it's crazy. Like there's so much to do in Dubai. I'm not even kidding you guys. You go for a trip to Dubai and you feel like you haven't done anything. They have kind of made, like, all the things that they have into tourist attractions. So everything, for visiting any place you have to buy a ticket, and it's usually very crowded also. Coming back to the point, on day one, this is what we did. We did Burj Khalifa and the underwater aquarium. Now, for this, we bought like a combined ticket and it costed us about 4,500 Indian rupees. Now, all of our bookings, we did it through Trilophilia. I feel like it is much cheaper the way Trilophilia offers all these things, and we booked it from India. I actually, here's a little tip for you. Now, I actually looked at Trilophilia from Dubai and it was showing much expensive than how if you would book from India. So if you're planning to travel to India, to Dubai, and you want to book your tickets and everything, then book it while you're in India. It could be cheaper. This is just my observation. So that on day one, it costed us 4,700, something like that. Now, also your tickets to Burj Khalifa, it's not like one standard price. It really depends on at what time, like, you are going on top of Burj Khalifa, because if you go during the sunset, it's really expensive. We went on top of Burj Khalifa at around 3 p.m., that is before sunset, and it was also not so cheap, and there are cheaper tickets, but that's the only slot that we had. It was pretty nice, the view was nice, it was really crowded, but you can definitely see for yourself what works. There's also like night tickets, which if you book, obviously you get the night view of Dubai. So it's something that depends on your preference. You can just check for it online, but roughly this is how much you will have to pay. And another thing about the underwater aquarium, now having gone there, having actually done that, I would personally say that it is skippable. The thing is that the aquarium is in the mall, so even if you don't buy a ticket, if you don't go into the aquarium, like if you don't go there, even if you don't do that, you get to see a lot of fish from outside itself. So it's this is just my, like, my personal take on this, that you can skip this. But if, of course, if you are a big fan of the marine life, then by all means please go ahead, you will definitely love it. In my case, I like it, but I mean, it for me, I feel like it was skippable. And on day two, we went for the expo, which was priced totally like separately. I don't want to mention it because it is irrelevant. Now, of course, if you're going, you're not going to go for the expo. The whole day, like the second day, we spent at the expo, and yeah, whatever we had and everything, like we did it in the expo itself. So on the next day or the next day after that, we did the resort safari, which was actually very nice. My favorite thing that I did in Dubai, and it was the cheapest. For that, I think we paid around 2,000 rupees per person. For that, we had a pickup, we had dune bashing, we also got dinner and belly dancing and everything, and it was really inexpensive. It was a good bargain. Of course, there in that also there are expensive tickets, and there were cheaper options as well, but we opted for a mid-range option that was available on Trilophilia, and I think we got some discount also. But anyways, it was really good, and if you're traveling to Dubai, I highly recommend that you go and do like a desert safari with dune bashing and belly dancing, everything. It was very nice. Now coming to transportation, how to get around in Dubai. The thing is, in Dubai, everyone owns a car. Cars are cheaper in case you're staying in Dubai, so everyone owns a car, and you have the option as a tourist. You have the option of renting cars, which is a pretty good option if you're into cars, and if you're into luxury cars, it's even better because Dubai is known for luxury cars. There are like dedicated areas where you can just go for drives. It's pretty cool. But other than that, of course, you have cabs, you have metros, you have buses. We did a mix of metros and cabs. Cabs car, the thing is that even though it is available and you have options like Uber, and but it is really slow. Like you book Uber and you have to wait for so long, and they also cancel a lot. So it was a bit of a bummer. Like in India, if you book Uber, you get it like in a jiffy, but it was not the case in Dubai. We really did have a hard time finding cabs. So that's one thing. And the other thing is obviously metros. Metro is pretty good. It is very well connected. And one recommendation that I would give is, like, whenever you're booking your accommodation, just see how far it is from the metro station. It will make your life really, really easy, because Dubai is not a place where you can walk a lot. It's very hot. So you cannot like walk a lot without taking a cab. So if your place is really close to the metro station, so of course you can just walk to the metro station. So that's one option. Now about cabs, like if the starting price is 5 dirhams, that is the what the meter says, it's 5 dirhams. But as soon as like it starts and it goes a little far, then they start increasing. So roughly, if you're going to a place that is very close, you will spend around 10 dirhams. Other than that, like average, you would be spending around 25 to 30 dirhams one week, which is quite expensive. But that's how it is priced. Metros are very, very cheap. Metros are just like how normally metros are priced. Of course, not like how metros are priced in India, but it is not so expensive. Food is actually not so expensive. If you want to eat something local, like something Arabic, it will be very, very cheap. You can find a shawarma and a drink probably for like 6 to 7 dirhams, which is quite cheap. But of course, if you want to have Indian food, it is a little more expensive. I had a mix of everything. Now, of course, I can't give you like a specific number. This is how much you're going to be spending on food each day. It would really depend on what you eat, where you eat, and how you go about it. But in my case, if I have to say, maybe I would have spent around 1,500 rupees every day on meals, all 3 meals. So it's totally up to you. And of course, breakfast was covered in the hotel itself. Shopping is a big part of travel experience to Dubai. I've already made a dedicated video which is like a shopping guide in Dubai. Please go and watch it. If you're traveling to Dubai, you will save a lot of money while you shop in Dubai. So please, I will leave a card over here. Please go and check it out. Now, this is everything that I had to share with you for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Give it a thumbs up. If you did, consider subscribing if you're new to my channel, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Till then, take care and bye-bye.